and welcome back to the session. A lot of interesting questions, so we're gonna start. So let's start the session. What I'm going to do is I'm going to project the question, you are going to read the question, I'll read the question and then answer the question. Okay, good questions this time. Let's see the first one that we have. Okay, so this is the first question. In each of the following questions, 5 sentences are given, out of which 4 are connected in a way, and also a paragraph can be made from them, but there is one odd sentence. You have to find that sentence in each case, and that will be your answer for the particular question. Okay, so you are supposed to spot the sentence which is slightly out of order. Okay, something that is not while making a parajumbles. I think we have discussed this type of question. While forming a parajumble, you're supposed to, out of 5 sentences, you're supposed to form a parajumble of 4. One will be an odd one out, so you have to figure out which statement is the odd statement and is not related to the or connected to the rest 4 statements at all. Okay, so that will be your answer for the question. Let's see the question. It should be brought to the notice of legal system of our country, and then only this injustice can be fought properly. Okay, we are talking about this injustice, so this is not the starting statement. Single people face a lot of difficulties in Mumbai, and it has nothing to do with being safe or not. Okay, so we are talking about single people facing difficulties in finding a home. Okay, Mumbai is mainly about high rises, as it is rightly called the concrete jungle of India. Though it is not legally justified, it still goes on in the financial capital of the country. Being single in Mumbai is a big problem for finding a place to live, since single people are considered to be a nuisance in most of the housing societies. Okay, so single people being single, though it is not legally justified, that they are finding it difficult and there's no support from owners. So we are basically talking about people who are bachelors or spinsters finding it difficult to find a house in Mumbai, and though it is not justified, they still do find it difficult. Okay, there's one statement which is odd one out of all the 5 statements, and that is statement number 3. While the rest of the statement is the main focus of the rest of the paragraph is on how Mumbai is the financial capital and how people are still facing it difficult to find a place in Mumbai. It talks about on the other hand, this statement talks about high-rise buildings, and therefore it is not related to the option at all. Okay, so 3 will be the odd one out in this statement, and this is so statement 3 is your answer. All right, we'll see another type of another question of the same type. Moving on, second question. The way to be healthy is not the same as being slim and sleek. Nutrition value of various food items are still under the radar, and the final verdict on the perfect diet is still a long way to go. Some people are sure about the fact that being slim is actually being in the apple of their health, but that is not being apple of their health as in fit. Okay, healthy, but that is not the case at all. Being healthy requires you having proper diet, and skipping food has nothing to do with being thin. Doctors have advised this a lot, and still the craze for size 0 figures refuses to die, leading people to be hungry rather than eating food. Okay, so which one is the odd one out? So basically the passage is about being thin and being healthy and being thin, and what is the difference? How are they two very different things? So it says that if you're thin does not mean you're healthy, and vice versa. Okay, so that's the main idea of the passage. Now let's look at the which one it does not fit in? Slim and sleek, nutrition value of various food items are still under the radar, and the final verdict on perfect diet is long way to go. Nutrition value of various food items, this is not what we are talking about. Some people are sure that the fact slim is actually being healthy. Being healthy required proper diet. Sorry, skipping food has nutritional value again, and the doctor's size 0. Okay, so it's all about except the except the second statement, which talks about nutritional value of various food items. Except that, rest all the other 4 are about how you what is the difference between being slim and being healthy. Okay, the craze for size 0 and all that is the rest of the statement. Okay, so 2 does not fit in the same category. All right, so 2 will be the odd one out in this question. All right, moving on to the next question, same type. Solve this one on your own. Which one is the odd one out? This is I think people's one of the most favorite topic, cricket, that we are talking about. We are talking about sports in general. So solve this one on your own and then I'll tell you the answer. So it says cricket is not the only game in which India is the champion, but there are other sports as well in which India has done considerably well in the past few years. In the last few years, paradigm shift has been observed in. What is paradigm shift? What is paradigm? Paradigm is a typical example. Okay, shift has been observed in the taste of the audience regarding various sports. Audience have embraced sports leagues such as Indian Super League, Pro Kabaddi League, and in fact in the last few seasons the popularity of Indian Premier League is actually in the wane. The government does not support sports at all in the country, and that is why we are unable to win as many medals as China in international tournaments such as the Asian Games or the Olympics. The newfound love of Indian audience towards anything other than cricket has a lot of potential in the country, as well as we have seen that India is a sports crazy nation, and with its huge young population, this future trend should be explored commercially. Okay, so this passage is about 2 sports that we are sports in India that has transformed. Okay, for earlier we were only fans of cricket, and there was a huge demand for cricket, and now people are actually focusing on games other than cricket, like Indian Super League and Pro Kabaddi League have done really well. Also Indian Premier League has gained its popularity. Okay, so it's all about how we have progressed from just following cricket to anything but cricket. Okay, it's not okay, that's what it says. Okay, so it says that we are focusing on other sports as well, giving importance to other sports as well. There's one sentence which is not matching with the rest of the statements, or it does not fit in well. What is the government support needed for Olympics? I don't understand how is that related to the passage. So that, according to me, is the odd one out, because it says suddenly there's a negative statement which says here we are talking about cricket is not the only game in India that is the champion, but there are other sports as well. Okay, so it says that last few years paradigm shift observed audience regarding various sports. Okay, so we are talking about various sports over here. Audience have embraced sports leagues such as Indian Premier League, Indian Super League, Pro Kabaddi League, and okay, so this is all the other sports apart from cricket. That's what we are talking about over here again. The newfound love, if you see statement 5 as well, fifth statement, the newfound love of Indian audience towards anything other than cricket have a lot of potential. So basically we are referring to everything positive. There's one negative statement which does not fit with the rest of the question. So fourth one is the odd one out. Yes, complete turnaround. Paradigm shift is, yes, a complete turnaround, complete. Another question like this. I hope this one is clear, so that if it is clear, we can move on. We can move to the next question. So this is your next question. Look at the question. The infrastructure sector in India is still not shaping up the way as up the way as was envisioned. Okay. By the government. It is the right time that the government takes note of the dismal growth. What is the meaning of dismal? Dismal is a negative word, as you can see, because of the prefix dis. It means basically gloomy, gloomy or sad mood. Okay, gloomy mood. I will use another. How about I use green this time, or blue? Let's try blue. Okay. However, there are few corrective measures which may be taken so that this very important sector can be brought back on track. The government announced a package of rupees 5,263 crores for the textile sector of the country. Sorry, so that this ever neglected sector can be developed properly. Okay, it was thought that after the implementation of GST, this sector will produce better results, but nothing is taking place as far as the last quarter data are concerned. Okay, so this sector, which sector are we talking about? This sector, the infrastructure sector. Now if you see, yes, 4 is right. Why is 4 the answer? Because we are talking about infrastructure sector. Textile sector is not at all related to infrastructure sector. Okay, so this is definitely, without any second thoughts, fourth one is the wrong answer. All right, so that basically your answer. Okay, next one. Tourism has a lot of potential in a country like India because of the physical richness of our country, ranging from the Himalayas to the Indian Ocean. The government has brought out a number of new programs to encourage this sector in the last few years, but still the potential has not been realized completely. However, this needs the support of the government both at the political level as well as the financial level. The tourism minister had to resign from the post because of the charge of corruption cropping up in the media about his family members. What is the meaning of cropping up? Cropping up, popping up, what is the meaning? In order to explore it further, the tourist places need to be promoted all the more prominently, since this is an age of advertisement and branding. Okay, so, well, what is the gist of the entire passage? The gist of the entire passage is that tourism in India is developing, okay, and it has progressed from what it was before, and it is still on the way of development, but it says, but there's still scope for more. Okay, so we need to promote tourism a lot, promote places a lot more than what we are doing, because since this is the age of advertisement and promotion. Now corruption, I don't know, so corruption is not at all part of this whole passage again. Okay, it is not related to it. It does not purview with the passage. Okay, so with the main idea of the passage. So fourth one is the answer. Okay, moving on to the next question. Okay, now we have, so that's the end of those type of questions. So now we are going to see a different type of question. Let's, again, you have to answer and you have to explain why do you think that would be your answer. Okay, so here it is. In each of the question given below, an idiom phrase is given in bold, which in then followed by 5 options, which then tries to decipher its meaning as used in the sentence. Choose the option which gives the meaning of the phrase most appropriately in context of the given sentence. So what are you supposed to do? You're supposed to tell the meaning of the word that is used, okay? The word that is in bold, you're supposed to answer the meaning of the word given, okay? So let's see the first one. A direct fallout of electoral reforms in the emergence of the left-wing Frente Amplio, which counts among its supporters the new middle classes that shot to prominence during the South American commodities boom of the previous decade. So a direct fallout of electoral reform is the emergence of, okay, so direct fallout. What is the meaning of fallout? Fallout, whenever you see this word, it's not falling out as in my this is a different fallout. People get confused between fallout, as in this fallout means argument, okay? So me and my brother had a fallout, that means a verbal dispute, verbal argument. My hair started to fall out after I went through chemo, okay? So that way, that has a different meaning, okay? That's what I'm saying. This fallout means quarrel or argument, not quarrel, argument, okay? It's just a verbal dispute. Fallout means a verbal dispute. Me and my friends are not on speaking terms because we recently had a fallout. So that means we recently had an argument, and after that we are not talking to each other, okay? Moving on to the next question. Now you are supposed to solve this one. Economic consolidation is a critical priority in Latin America, still off balance under the effects of the plummeting commodities markets in recent year. Plummet, I think I clearly remember I described the word plummet using an example of a pen. When a pen falls, like when something falls straight down, when something falls, negative meaning, yes. A collapse, not a collapse, it's an argument, verbal dispute, like I said. Plummet means to fall straight down, okay? That's the meaning with a lot of force, I guess. Okay, so that is the meaning of plummeting, drop straight down. So here it is used to talk about the market, okay? So what is the meaning of off balance? Off balance means reeled would be the correct word for it, reeled. Okay, what is the meaning of reel in someone? Okay, when you reel something, okay, the reel has two meaning. Okay, one is when you are talking about using a reel. Okay, you are pulling something towards you, so reel in, that way people use it. So since I was not comfortable in going to the party alone, I reeled in my friend along with me, okay, or I reeled in my friend, that's it. So that means you pulled your friend for it, okay. Now another meaning of reel is to make someone lose balance, okay. So lose one's balance, okay, that's what it means. Off balance, lose balance, all the same. And what is the meaning of dazed? I think all of you must be knowing the word dazed, because dazed, whenever you use the word confused, the next word synonym for confused is dazed, okay. I was left dazed and confused. I think this is the very common example of the word dazed, okay. So dazed means basically unable to think or react properly, okay. So if this is clear, moving on to the next question. The two-party dominance characteristic of the past 3 decades has effectively ended thanks to the system of proportional representation brought in by the outgoing President Michel. So what is the meaning of brought in. Brought in is usually used when you are talking about anyone making profit for a company or for someone. Okay, so making profit is always related to brought in. Okay, he has brought in a lot of clients, and various ways it can be used. Okay, so brought in means to produce as profit. All right, so what should it be? Earned, fetched, cost. So basically produce profit, so earned should be the right answer. Guys, you are not responding. Earned. Okay, moving on to the next question then. Another one of the same type. So again we are going to do 2 more and then move on to the next type. Okay, so these 2 are supposed to be done by you. I'm not going to help at all. Okay, so here's your question. What will be the right answer for this one? I'm sure you guys must have marked something. 3, face, resist. Okay, so usually people say don't sit quietly and just watch the entire show, make a stand. Okay, so when you say make a stand, that means face whatever is going to come, the adversities, whatever comes. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay, not resist, not abide, not risk, not venture. It means to face something. Okay, make a stand is face something. Okay, moving on to the next one, last one of the same category. Intelligence agencies today are well versed in the latest techniques of intelligence gathering and analysis. I think I have also used this word a lot, this phrase, well versed. What is the meaning of well versed? It means competent. Okay, as in dexterous or skillful in a certain area or technique. Okay, so dexterous would be another synonym for it. So that's it. We are done with, and then I'll tell you what is the right answer. Okay, here's your question. So I'll just read the instructions just to be clear. Sentences given in each question, when properly sequenced, form a coherent paragraph. Each sentence is labeled with a letter. Choose the most logical order of the sentence amongst the 5 choices given to construct the paragraph. A leading Rwanda opposition political. Okay, I'm not going to read it. Yes, start arranging it. So 2 options, if you see, start with A as the introductory statement and 2 with C. So if you just choose one of it and you get the introductory sentence, you will not have to look at the other options. 2 options will be completely gone, so just by solving the introductory statement. Yes, A should be the starting statement because Miss Ruvigara attempted to challenge Mr. Kagame in elections held 3 weeks ago but was disqualified on a technicality. Okay, so this does not look like an introductory statement. A, on the other hand, a leading Rwanda opposition political party politician who spoke out against President Kagame's autocratic regime was missing last night after the police raided her home. Okay, so that is the starting statement. Okay, so 3 and 4 gets cancelled automatically. Now you have to decide whether it will be B that will be the next following statement or whether it will be C that will follow A. Okay, friends of Diane Rwigara. Okay, here her home. Okay, and here is the mention of whose home are we talking about. Was invited, police had invited her for interrogation over the allegation of tax evasion and forgery. Okay, so B, okay, first says she was missing, right? And then The next statement should add on to where was she or what was it, what was the action taken against it. Okay, so B definitely talks about what was the action taken about it. Okay, so it will be A, B, C, A, B, C, D. No. So first one, A, B, D, E, C. Right. It should be A, B, D, E, C. Alright, next one. Just find out which amongst the following. I think E should be the starting statement because 1, 2, 3 options are talking about E being the starting statement. But it is not. A statement said that Coalition was not party to the deal which allowed 300 Islamic State militants to leave. Okay, E is very vague, so you don't even have to look at anything. C is definitely the right answer. Alright, because this will this will save a lot of time for you. If you have options given and most of them are starting with the wrong one, then that you can figure it out within seconds. You don't even have to read rest of the. So introductory statements are very, very important. Remember that. Okay, I hope this one is clear. Can we move on to the next one, the last one? We'll solve one more parajumbles and then we'll go to the next section. The last parajumble. Here we go. Okay, this one, the White House has discounted, okay, the possibility of a diplomatic resolution to the nuclear standoff with North Korea. Okay, so A definitely is the starting statement. So you have 2 options that are gone. Why will it be the starting introductory statement? Because it is providing information on the topic. Okay, so it is talking about. It is giving information about the topic. Okay, now next will come Pyongyang accusing Pyongyang of trying to blackmail the US and its allies. North Korea is a comma, so accusing. Yes, C will be the next statement. After that you don't even have to solve it. 2 is the right answer. Yes, so that brings us to the end of parajumbles, fortunately. Alright, moving on to the next type of question. So what are you supposed to do in the given question? A paragraph is given with some phrases, idioms, words in bold. Choose the option which can replace them correctly. If no changes is required, select none of these. Okay, so if it is alright the way it is, then you do not have to change the words from the option. President Maduro's first parliament is planning to put a Venezuelan opposition leader who backed international sanctions against the government on trial for treason. So what is the meaning of the word treason? First we need to understand if treason is the right word that can be used or not. So it basically means when you do not show loyalty towards your side and you choose someone else's side, you conspire with another party or you conspire with another government, so that is treason. Okay, so not being unfaithful to your side. Okay, so it is absolutely fine, there is no correction required, none of these would be the right answer. Okay, moving on to the next one. A source close to the company said there had not been a particular event that led to the change or a falling out with the Adderley family, who launched the business from a market stall in 1979 and retained more than 50% of the shares. Okay, falling out, like we have already discussed, fall out, it means the same thing. Falling out is just the present continuous form of it. Instead of fall, we are using falling out. So which of these, I remember clearly, what did we say? falling out is an argument. So is it an argument that we are talking about when that led to change, or a falling out with it? Which one can replace it? We need two parties to have an argument. This is just a fight that we are talking about, okay? Falling out with the Adderley family who launched the business, or a fight with the Adderley family who launched the business from a market stall in 1979 and retained more than 50% of the share. Adderley is a family name, might be associated with a region or something, might be a place as well. So Adderley family, it's capitalized, that means it is a proper noun, okay? So it's a surname as far as I can see over here, okay? Next question. What are you supposed to do? In each of the following question, a word is given and 4 sentences with that word in them are given, okay? In those sentences, the word has been used in various connotations. You have to find out the sentence in which the word has not been used in the correct sense, and that will be your answer. So the word is turbulence, okay? What is the meaning of the word turbulence? Okay, turbulence basically means when there is a slight unsteadiness, okay, in the wind, okay? Or it can also be in water, or now this same meaning of unsteadiness can be extended to emotions as well, okay? So we can also talk about turbulent. I'm feeling a little turbulent as in unsteady, not very stable. Uneasiness, unevenness, air movement, yeah. So you got it, right? So that is the meaning of turbulence. Let's see which one does not. So first one is, as the plane entered into plane, and turbulence is a very common phenomena. So first one is right. The semblance of turbulence in their relationship is too ugly to be credible, okay? Again, turbulence in relationship is also all right, okay? Okay, what is the meaning of semblance? Semblance is appearance. You should not make any decision if there is a sense of turbulence in your mind regarding the same. Again, we are referring to turbulence as in if you are feeling fickle-minded, if you are not very sure, if you are facing uncertainty. So again, it is alright. Because of the patchy condition of the road, the car had a lot of turbulence on its way. We do not face turbulence in cars, okay? It can be extended to emotion, but it cannot be extended to cars, unfortunately. So fourth one is the wrong answer. Semblance is appearance, like I said. So the appearance of turbulence in their relationship is too ugly to be credible, okay? Next one, boisterous. What is the meaning of the word boisterous? So having a boisterous attitude is being too loud or bossy or noisy, okay? So boisterous attitude we usually say, okay? So that man in the cabinet has a boisterous attitude to, okay, boisterous attitude, that is fine. I prefer to be at home rather than attending boisterous parties, okay? So that is also fine. I am really fed up of such boisterous neighbors, but I'm helpless. Okay, such noisy neighbors, but I'm helpless. There's a boisterous conviviality which is associated with the taverns of that period in history. Okay, too many big words. What is the meaning of the word conviviality? Basically, it means friendliness, okay? Yes, friendly. Okay, there is a boisterous friendliness which is associated with the tavern of that period in history. Hotels, okay. So, which one will be the wrong answer over here, and why? Yes, boisterous is used for it's even an attitude, but it cannot be said about a character, okay, of a person. I think this is all the options are fine. You do use boisterous attitude. Anyways, so I think all the four are fine there. Boisterous is also used for attitude, so there is no problem at all. Fourth one is also fine. Moving on to the next question. Remote. It will take a lot of time for that item to be delivered here, since it is a very remote location. Very typical example of remote, so one is fine. Please change the TV channel or pass on the remote. Okay, that is also fine. Henpecked husbands are like robots that have the remote controls. Okay, again, remote controls. Okay. And these days remote sensing technology has become too much important because it gives you an idea regarding something even from a distance. Okay, what is the meaning of henpecked? Someone who is continually criticized and order. Okay, so basically oppressed. So we are talking about husbands who have been dominated by their wives, are like robots that have the remote control of their life in the hands of their wives. Okay, so basically, yes, these days remote sensing technology, again remote sensing technology, so all are fine. Again, all the above are correct. Okay, last one. No, second last one. Yeah, second last one. Pensive. I think we have discussed this word as well. So basically being very thoughtful or lost in thoughts or thinking about something, being engaged or thoughtful about something or reflecting upon something is being pensive. Okay, sad songs go great with pensive mood, but do not listen to them too much as they can make you very depressed. Okay, so this is absolutely fine. People have the tendency of being alone when they are in pensive mood. Again, it is fine, but this should not be encouraged at all. Pensive people often end up last in the race to success because of their apathy to fight for it. Okay, now great creations of literature have often been the fruit of pensive mood of authors. Now tell me which one should be the odd one out. Yes, loneliness, you're right. Engrossed in thoughts is also fine. So what does it indicate? It indicates when somebody is too engaged or consumed in something. Okay, and also when we talk about mood here, we are talking about mood of loneliness, of again despair. It is not a characteristic of human being. Okay, it is just a mood or a state that we are in. Okay, and C, when we refer to as the third statement, pensive people, we are talking about people who are like this, which is not really an adjective you use for people. Okay, the 3 is the odd one out. Pensive people, yes, 3 is incorrect. Last one, jovial. I think jovial you already know the meaning of. It's a very common word. So what is the meaning of jovial? Someone who's in a very happy state of mind, good frame of mind, being in a not good, happy state of mind. All right, again it's a mood. Okay, generally everybody in a jovial mood is in a jovial mood because a long vacation is coming on account of back-to-back festivals. Okay, so that is fine. He said that in a jovial manner, and that cannot be taken seriously at all. Yes, in a joking manner is also fine. There are people who keep on being jovial though they may be going through a very bad phase in their life. Story of my life. So 3 is also fine. The misfortune changed the otherwise jovial Karishma completely since she lost all her charm and bubbliness. Okay, so that is also fine. All are correct. Okay, all are used aptly. So that brings us to the end of today's session. All the sessions are done and I don't think there's much to discuss anymore. Okay, so I hope you guys liked the session. I hope it was insightful somehow. Please try practicing as many questions of this type as possible. We did a lot of new type of questions, so please make sure that you practice these questions on your own, because once I'm talking about it, it might seem easy. When you're doing it on your own, things might be a little different, might be better, might be different, for better or for worse. Okay, so you do not know that, so you have to have ample amount of practice that you're supposed to put in, so that you know if you are confident with this type of questions or not, these type of questions or not. And now I will be taking a leave. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for coming. Thank you for attending the session. I hope you learned a lot. I enjoyed my time again. So I'll see you in next class. Till then, take care of yourself, keep smiling, be persistent, and all those things that I have already mentioned in all my classes. Take care, guys. Bye bye.